everyone, please drink responsibly.
Hey, Jen Latta here, and as a client of the We Sell Group, I can tell you firsthand, Rob and Nick make the home buying and selling process easier. Right now, school's out, and that means it's the perfect time to list your home. The market is challenging and inventory is tight, but you don't have to face it alone. Rob and Nick are pros. They take the stress off your plate so you can focus on your family, your summer, and just breathe. Contact Rob and Nick to see what your home might be worth in this market. Connect today at wesell.kw.com. That's wesell.kw.com.
Forget average. At Exterior Pros, they bring the heat. They're not here to meet standards. They're here to smash them. From the first swing of the hammer to the final reveal, they're leveling up your home with every window, every shingle, and every single detail. This isn't just a remodel. It's a glow-up for your house. Built tough, built beautiful, built to turn heads. Want in? Let's go. Lock in your project now and save $3,000. Exterior Pros, where bold meets built. Trust the pros and visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274.
Tune in to KBN every day at 2 o'clock. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The biggest sports stories in Wisconsin. Talked about by Wisconsin sports fans. For Wisconsin sports fans.
The Bucks aren't answering the phone. It's as simple as that. They shouldn't answer the phone because you don't just get... I don't care if you give me 65 first-round picks, you're not getting another Giannis.
Right, so my natural take here is going to, I'm going Packers here.
I fully agree with you.
Yeah, I'll take the Packers in the home opener as well.
Yeah, the Packers going to come in and they got to prove something. They got to play with a chip on their shoulder, and I think they beat Detroit week
Jason,
1.
do you think this is crazy that all four of us just picked the Packers in week 1?
Congratulations, you've now assured the fact that the Lions will win.
This is Sunday Karma, powered by ESPN Wisconsin. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue. Alongside Greg Scalzo, Alex Strofe, and Kyle Wallace, here's Good Karma Brand's founder and CEO, Craig Karmazin.
All right, away we go. Sunday Karma live from the American Family Insurance Championship at TPC Wisconsin in Madison. I'm Alex Strofe. No Craig Karmazin, no Greg Scalzo, no Kyle Wallace on the day after his birthday. Just me. But I made the brilliant decision. You know me. I'm a genius. I made the brilliant decision, executive decision, to say, hey, you know what? I'm driving out to Madison. Will Summers is back at the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio in downtown Milwaukee. I could use a little backup, so I made a phone call. I said, hey, old friend, would love it if you came and joined me for 2 hours on Sunday morning from 10 to noon. You know, final day of the AmFam Championship. It's looking like it's going to be beautiful weather. We're going to have ourselves a great old time. I made a phone call to one Jesse Nelson, the hall monitor.
I thought you were going to say Josh DiMaggio declined, and then you called me.
Well, that actually is what happened. But
great.
We didn't need to talk about that. So here's Jesse. I walked in 15 minutes ago, and Jesse is already creating a master evacuation plan because allegedly, maybe possibly, there could be a few storms up brewing here in Madison, Wisconsin, which would limit us from doing the show outside. So Jesse has gone ahead and created this grand master backup plan.
And I'm being made fun of for being prepared for severe weather should it come in, which they've already started the day like 3 hours earlier than they anticipated, knowing storms would likely be in the forecast. And now we're getting word that there might be coming in a little faster than we thought. And you're ridiculing me, calling me what, a nerd? I don't know what word.
It's very hall monitor.
You're calling me a hall monitor,
a meteorologist
for not
purist.
wanting to be on electrical equipment outside in a thunderstorm that's allegedly going to roll in here in the next half hour or so.
Jesse, look around. It's beautiful outside. The sun is shining, 70 degrees.
You are the worst kind of person. You are the person who says, I know better than every forecast, every app, every meteorologist. I can look at the sky and say, you know what? We're going to be fine here at TPC, Wisconsin today.
It's because we are. Look, everybody's
she
here.
agrees with you.
Weather's going to be great, right? Weather's going to hold off for us. Oh, she brought an umbrella. Never mind.
Packers umbrella, too. I like that. Got to be a Packers umbrella.
So, okay, hold on. I want to kick it to Will in the Gruber Law Office studios.
By the way, you're welcome for being here because you would be lost on your own if I wasn't here right now. You're welcome.
Well, what should we do? Should we move? Should we take a segment off? What should our plan be in case it does storm here at TPC Wisconsin?
You got to hold your ground. I mean, Jesse does not have an ounce of grit in him. You would have to drag me off the premises. I'd go limp body. You'd have to drag me.
We're not going off the premises. We're going into the indoor space. Will,
drag me off the premises.
It's a few feet that way.
What are you so scared of? You're under a tent.
It's a thunderstorm. There's lightning. We have water.
But we're under a tent.
Let me tell you, Will Summers, I know you're young, you're new at this. Let me tell you the tale of Mount Horeb Barneveld football in the high school football season of 2023.
This is a great
when
story.
The Monroe Cheesemakers and the Mount Horeb Barneveld Vikings in a Week 2 thriller met, and we were set up outside the press box, and we said, there's some storms, maybe 20% chance, we'll be fine. First half, beautiful, gorgeous, sunny skies, much like what Strofe is saying right now at this moment at TPC. And it's true. The sun is shining. There are shadows because the sun is it's a gorgeous time right now.
Shadows because the sun is visible.
Halftime rolls in at Mount Horeb Barneveld High School. Third quarter starts. Ball gets kicked off. Downpour. Fries our equipment. We're crackle, pop, gone from being on the air. Everyone thought we died from something, and we ended up having to spend a lot of money on some equipment. Moral of the story, don't chance it like you and Strofe are saying right now. If it's going to rain, if they're saying it's going to rain, if there are professionals, if the PGA Tour champions is getting ready to say, let's have a plan just in case it's going to storm, maybe we should listen to them is all I'm trying to say as a voice of reason filling in for some of the elite members of our Good Karma Brands team that are typically here on Sunday Karma.
I think Craig Karmazin would be pro wait it out. As I think Greg Scalzo would be, as I think Kyle Wallace would be.
Jesse's also formulated like 4 different evacuation plans. Whereas I think me and Strofe are in the same boat where we're just kind of like waiting it out.
If we need to play a pre-recorded segment, we'll do that. If we need Jason Wilde to stall for us, we'll do that. Until I am told to move.
God forbid you have 2 doors to go through. Yeah, my bad. Sorry. Let's put all our eggs in one basket. Sorry.
That's what we do. We're here to do the show, and the show is going on. I don't see the problem.
Yet. I don't see the problem yet either. And it's good to be prepared. Weren't you ever a Boy Scout?
No. What kind of question is that?
Well, neither was I. But I know what they say is always be prepared, and that's what I'm trying to do.
So you're trying to emulate the Boy Scouts?
Yes.
How old are you?
33. Yeah.
Oh.
You learn valuable stuff there, and tying knots, and always be prepared.
You just said you were a Boy Scout.
Did you think asking the Boy Scout question was going to help your case?
Yeah, I did at the time.
Yeah.
Will, thanks.
Bad news.
Thanks for the post-game question. Looking back, I probably would have done that one differently. It doesn't invalidate my point that we should be prepared for a thunderstorm because they literally moved the start time up of the tournament. Championship Sunday. They draw well here at the AmFam Championship at TPC. Was great crowd on hand yesterday. Great crowd out here on Friday. Gorgeous weather both of those days with no storms forecasted. Today, they moved the start time up a few hours because they know weather could be an impact later this afternoon. That's golf. That's what they do. They move the start time sometimes when they feel weather could be a factor. And if you want to look up at the sky and say, looks pretty good, I'm going to put my finger up right now and say, little windy. Feels like storms could be a-coming.
I've got a couple ideas on our evacuation plan. Shall the storms hit? Okay.
Okay.
Here is my plan.
This is going to be brilliant. Let me buckle in for this.
I think you go to the media center like you've wanted the entire time. Okay.
Sure.
You hold down the fort.
Good breakfast spread in there today.
Is there?
Yeah. If you would have got here on time, you would have found out.
I was here on time. I will wander the course.
That is a not good idea.
All right, secondary idea.
Do you want to get struck by lightning today? Are you trying to tempt fate and be the first radio host to ever die by lightning strike while live on air? Because it feels to me like that's what you're angling for at TPC Wisconsin at the AmFam Championship. and I don't want to be held responsible. I will leave the show. I'm not even supposed to be here today. I could leave the show, and you could die, and Will would be fully responsible because you wanted to ride out the thunderstorm on hole 18.
Okay, counterpoint. Or, while you're in the media center, I do the show live from a porta potty. You like that idea?
All right, we're getting somewhere now. We're getting somewhere.
Well, do you is it FCC legal to do a show live from a porta potty? Do we know?
It's fine by me. I mean, I don't think you should leave.
Oh, Mr. FCC back there. Yeah, I trust him. I don't see any reason why you couldn't do a show from a porta potty. As long as you're on video, you got to be on our YouTube stream for us, everybody to see what you got going on in there.
Okay.
So there we go. Wow, we have a plan. That's great.
Wait, hold on. So what is our plan?
You're going to the porta potties right over here. I'm going to the media center. We're going to call Jason Wilde, and we're going to figure it out from there. You're on your own, buddy. If you want to leave the porta potty and you want to go out to 14 to see what kind of lie Daly would have if the storm was brewing right now, go for it. That's all you.
Jesse's just not a team guy. He's just jumping ship on us.
No, I'm not a team guy.
He's a quitter. You're just a
you
quitter.
are a quitter.
The irony in this is I'm entirely a team guy because my entire thing is trying to keep everyone safe. We have marketing teammates. We have social digital content teammates. We have interns. We have, God forbid, Strofe, who are all here. I'm just trying to keep everyone safe and have a plan for us to spring into action when the time comes. Jordan Love gets to the line of scrimmage. One play drawn up, and you think, that's it. Oh, shoot. Safety's over there. Well, sucks I was going to throw it right there to Dobbs. No. You have plans, audibles, adjustments at the line of scrimmage. The best golfers do it on the Tour Champions. Jordan Love does it at the line of scrimmage. Damn it, we can do it on Sunday Karma.
Yes, we can, but no, we can't. Everything's got to go to the original plan. In a former life, Jesse Nelson was my manager.
Yeah.
I don't miss it.
You learn nothing.
I don't miss it, I'll tell you what. Because it was this 5 days a week. 52 weeks a year. It was this. This is what I had to deal with.
Uncoachable.
Me?
Yeah. You and Harden.
Me and Harden. Couple of MVPs.
Yeah.
All right.
Pacers Thunder game 2 tonight. Speaking of Thunder. What do you think, Strofe? OKC got a chance tonight, or are the Pacers going to put them away?
We will get into the NBA Finals a bit later. I want to get into Aaron Rodgers coming up next. Jason Wilde scheduled to appear.
You want to stop the Thunder? Call Halliburton. Get him on TPC Wisconsin. Last minute, and boom, suddenly it goes away.
More Sunday Karma coming up next, buddy.
More Sunday Karma coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. All day, every day. The Carbless talk and text line is open for you.
First off, there is not one team that's on the fringe that scares me.
800-990-3776. The Carbless talk and text line. This is more.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Monica, we've got to hand it to you.
You and the design team have outdone yourselves.
Are you talking about the One collection?
Those rings say you are the one.
And they say it symbolically.
Describe the symbols.
Every ring in the One collection should be presented with a special ritual.
What would that ritual be?
You pick up her left hand and you place a kiss on her ring finger.
Rick, you never told me about that part.
Then you show her the tiny red diamond, flush mounted inside the ring, that will forever be in contact with her finger.
Why is it red?
Because that's when the giver says to the one, wherever you go, my heart goes with you.
I give you this kiss. I give you my heart.
The red diamond is a secret symbol of that sacred moment.
The center diamond on the outside of the ring is for the whole world to see.
But the tiny red created diamond inside the ring is only for the two of them.
The One collection of engagement rings is available exclusively at Kessler's.
To find the Kessler's nearest you,
visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
And now for the Pella play-by-play, here's Jeff Levering.
Thanks, Gina Della from Pella. What a beautiful day to have new windows and doors installed.
Every day is beautiful because Pella installs year-round during all seasons.
And as Pella goes into another windup, it's so hard to guess that next pitch. The customizations seem endless.
And it doesn't have to be super expensive. Pella has a product line for every budget.
And if it is time for a major upgrade, rest easy by scoring no interest and no payments for up to 2 years.
Pella also provides a free in-home consultation, which includes a no-obligation quote.
That's always a great play because working with one of Pella's design experts is such a wonderful, no-pressure get-together. I know this from experience.
With a range of affordable options and products assembled in the USA, you can get the look you want at a price you can afford.
And there's no reason to wait with this incredible deal going on.
Get no interest and no payment for up to 2 years.
Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply in 6/30/2025.
Hey, it's Brad Nortman, and I've got to tell you about my go-to car wash, Tsunami Express. Get your ride looking its best and ride the wave at Tsunami Express Car Wash, Milwaukee's fan favorite for that perfect shine. Sign up for a monthly membership and enjoy unlimited washes for less than $1 a day. Skip the wait with the fast lane and take advantage of great perks. With locations in Midtown Milwaukee, Waukesha, Greenfield, Oak Creek, and Mount Pleasant, Tsunami Express has you covered. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Visit TsunamiExpress.com to learn more.
Open the door to huge savings now at Menards. Enhance the appearance of your home with a new stylish garage door. Choose from our large in-stock selection of ideal garage doors or design your own using our free garage door designer in-store or on Menards.com. Save big in ideal garage doors. And don't forget to check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
At Hazelden Betty Ford, treating mental health isn't just about breaking old patterns. It's about braving new ones. As the leader in alcohol and drug treatment for 75 years, we know caring for addiction, anxiety, depression, and trauma goes hand in hand. We're here for you with new tools when life breaks down. Discover your path to better mental health at hazeldenbettyford.org/Wisconsin. Sponsored by Hazelden Betty Ford Foundation.
This is Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Good morning from TPC Wisconsin, the American Family Insurance Championship. It's Sunday Karma with you, 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430. ESPN Beaver Dam, a city Jesse Nelson's pretty familiar with. Jesse Nelson, Alex Strofe hanging out with you.
Big night at the Thirsty Beaver last night in Beaver Dam.
I could hear it in
wonderful time.
I can hear it in your voice. What were you up to last night?
Revolution Day was performing, which my wife Becca, her one of her best friends, Karina, her aunt Whitney is the lead singer of Revolution Day. I'm giving a shout out is what it is.
My wife's best friend's aunt's cousin's
stop it.
Teacher's nephew.
My wife's best friend's aunt is the lead singer of a band, and it turns out this is going to be their farewell tour this year.
Oh, no!
So they had 3 shows left. One of them was last night. We went up to Beaver Dam, had a wonderful time. Teammates from Madison, from Beaver Dam were there, all part of the fun. It was a wonderful evening. Wally was there with me.
Wally Lukaczynski was there?
Oh, you know it's a good time if Wally came out from the Dam Sports Show, weekdays at 4 o'clock on 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam.
Oh, boy, the electric factory that is. So what'd they get into? What'd they play?
A lot of rock, like 80s rock, some of the iconic ones.
Sure.
You know, I'm a little skeptical of cover bands. I know you're a music guy.
Yeah.
I'm a little skeptical of live music and cover bands because you never know if the singer's not good. Like it doesn't matter how good the guitar player or the drummer is. Like it's just not going to be a pleasant experience sitting around at a bar when you don't know the live music's going to be there. Then you're surprised and then it's not that good. Revolution Day, fantastic. Loaded up. They have this huge outdoor backyard area with a huge stage, lights. They did it up real well. An outdoor bar garage at the Thirsty Beaver in Beaver Dam. Packed house last night. Revolution Day is the real deal. Sad that this is going to be the farewell tour. Maybe we can talk them into another year or two.
You want to talk about it in another year or two?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Brett Favre of comebacks. You know, we're going to hang it up.
Let's just do a 6-year farewell tour.
Yeah.
So what was the final song they played?
Zombie.
By the
Cranberries. Yeah.
Okay.
And Whitney, the singer, she can pull off the voice.
So this is your wife's friend's aunt?
Yes.
That's Whitney?
And she can, there aren't many people that can pull off. Forgive me, I'm not a music aficionado to the same degree as others. I forget the name. She has passed, the lead singer of the Cranberries. Passed a number of years ago.
Yes, a couple of years back.
Not many people can emulate that voice because they're kind of like the yodely kind of thing. Whitney does it great. She also does the spoons. She can play the spoons. It's one of her hidden talents.
You're referring to Dolores O'Riordan?
I don't know.
That's the lead singer of the Cranberries that passed away in 2018.
Yeah, that would be the one then.
Okay,
yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
We're going to talk sports.
Yeah, we'll talk Rodgers in a minute. But how do we want to proceed? It's starting to get a little dark here.
Oh, you don't say. Oh, you don't say. We will wait until they make an announcement on the course. I don't want to be the hall monitor.
Will, you hear that?
We're not going off the air.
I don't want to be the hall monitor who prevents us from being able to do our job to the best of our ability while fans are still coming in and enjoying golf just because I'm a little cautious. So we will wait for an official word. But if we get that official word, I fully expect you to cooperate. And you will.
Wow.
No.
No.
Will's line of the day.
Jesse has no perseverance. They're gonna tell stories about this show.
Yeah, they are.
One way or another. They're going to tell stories about this show. Given the fact that Jesse has no grit or perseverance in his body.
A lot of slander coming my way here in the first 20 minutes.
Will Summers is more grit in his pinky toenail than you do in your entire body, pal.
Because he showed up in a studio after a night out last night? Yeah, good job, Will. Proud of you. Yeah. You too, Strofe. I heard you made some brats last night.
15 of them to be exact.
Hard work.
Yeah.
You got grit. You too.
I'd say that's fairly accurate. No, Will?
I mean, I wouldn't go inside if there was a little bit of rain, I'll tell you that much. It'd take a lot more than that to get me to go inside.
Time is at 10:22. Hey, Strofe, what do you think of Aaron Rodgers joining the Pittsburgh Steelers?
I'm happy for him. Happy for the Packers. Happy for the league. I'm happy for the Steelers.
You haven't thought this through at all, have you?
No, I think it's good for everybody. I think everybody wins.
Well, okay, why are you happy for the Steelers?
Because they have a quarterback. It's the best quarterback they've had since Ben Roethlisberger.
Okay, why are you happy for the Packers? That one didn't make a lot of sense.
Because the Steelers play the Bears, Vikings, and Lions this year.
True. Okay.
Yeah, they play the NFC North. Aaron Rodgers is going to have a little extra chip on his shoulder. Going to want to beat up on those teams he was known for beating up on all those years. One final time in 2025. So, yeah, I think it's good for the Packers. I think it's good for the Steelers. And then I think it's pretty self-explanatory. It's good for the league when Aaron Rodgers is in the league. So, Rodgers to the Steelers, expected, happy about it. Just took a little longer than maybe we expected.
Where does Aaron Rodgers – this is fun. I'm like interviewing you now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Where does Aaron Rodgers rank among AFC North quarterbacks? So that would be Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Aaron Rodgers, and pick your starter for the Browns.
Yeah, third. He ranks third behind Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson. As it stands right now, I mean, you're asking for this season, right? Not all time. So I would go third. You would agree?
He's behind Lamar Jackson. Burrow's an interesting one.
Oh, come on.
Burrow's obviously good.
No, he's great.
But I'm kind of coming around to Tausch's take on Joe Burrow.
Uh-oh.
That he's kind of riding one win in an AFC championship over Mahomes. Like, what have you done for me lately, Joe Burrow? I was 4 years ago.
That's fair, but I would just remind you that was the highest scoring offense in football last year. The Cincinnati Bengals were led by Joe Burrow, who had a terrific statistical season. It's a really good quarterback. They just don't have a defense.
I mean, he's also got a ton of talent around him that they didn't have to pay until this year.
That's true.
Yeah, he was also a benefit of the circumstance in Cincinnati with a bunch of rookie players or young players on rookie deals who were able to be featured in that offense.
So
now I'm wondering what it's going to look like.
You've got 1 foot in and 1 foot out. You're not playing the hokey pokey here. Are you taking Aaron Rodgers over Joe Burrow in 2025?
Here's how I like to play this game.
Boy.
If you put Joe Burrow on the Steelers and Aaron Rodgers on the Bengals, would Rodgers be better than Burrow? Would Burrow be better than Rodgers? I think Rodgers would be better than Burrow on the Bengals.
Burrow would be better than Rodgers on the Steelers. Burrow would be better than Rodgers on the Bengals.
So I'm not sure what to make of that, I guess, if they're both better in their other situation.
No. Burrow's better in either situation.
Okay, so you're very clearly taking Joe Burrow.
Very clearly taking Joe Burrow, and then obviously Lamar Jackson, the two-time MVP.
I mean, I would say Rodgers is third, but he could prove to me this year that he could elevate himself above Joe Burrow. I think this year is really important for Aaron Rodgers and his career. Because we saw what Brett Favre did when he went to the Jets. He had a fine season. He got hurt a little bit. They missed the playoffs. But then he went to Minnesota, and he had the best statistical year of his legendary NFL career. If Aaron Rodgers can come back, because in the Favre documentary on Netflix, the Untold documentary that came out a few weeks ago, there was a line from Peter King of Sports Illustrated, a longtime NFL writer. And he said, you can love an athlete but not like a person. Right now, all people think of when you say the name Aaron Rodgers is the person, not the athlete.
So you're thinking the Pat McAfee show, ayahuasca, darkness retreats, etc.
Exactly. This year, on the Pittsburgh Steelers, Aaron Rodgers has a chance to have a Favre-like season in Minnesota that first year he was there, and he can course-correct the narrative on his career and remind football fans everywhere why we all loved him for more than a decade. Because he does things with the football that no one else can. If he can come back and have that type of year, he doesn't have to win the Super Bowl. He doesn't even have to make the AFC Championship. He just has to look like the old Aaron Rodgers, because it's been 3 years where he hasn't looked like that guy. And if he can come back and be even 3/4 of the guy that he was in the MVP season of 2021, that would be a great exclamation point on a Hall of Fame career for the former Packers quarterback.
I 100% agree with you, because I think, you've heard the phrase before, did they forget who I am? Did you forget who I am? Did ya? That's what Aaron Rodgers can ask all the doubters and the haters this year in Pittsburgh.
I don't think you got that quote right, if I'm thinking of what
I nailed that, right?
I don't know if I've ever heard that before.
Are you thinking of the guy that goes, you sure about that?
No.
Because that was definitely the,
what about,
you remind me of that guy.
Who do you think you are? I am.
Yeah, there's the bowler. Who do you think you are? I am. That was Pete Weber.
Rodgers could do that this year. After he beat Chicago in Chicago one final time.
Yeah.
Who do you think you are? I am. That'd be legendary.
Doesn't seem like the kind of guy that would borrow material from Pete Weber. He would kind of do.
No, that'd be a Halliburton move. Borrow material from other people. Yeah. Speaking of Halliburton, I just heard a thunderstrike. Get it? I guess they're playing the Thunder. On the Carbless Talk and Text line, 800-990-3776. Jesse Nelson.
I'm out here thinking, are there actually storms, or is he just trying to make a stupid joke about the NBA Finals tonight on ESPN Radio? And sure enough, that's what he was doing.
The Carbless Talk and Text line, 800-990-3776. 800-990-ESPN. Your way in to Sunday Karma. That's Jesse Nelson and Alex Strope hanging out with you at a still pretty bright, but getting darker.
Oh, he takes the glasses off to go meteorologist on us. We now go over to Alex Strope at TPC, Wisconsin with the forecast. Strophe, how's it looking out there?
It's getting darker. It's getting a little windier, but so far so good. On the text line, Dick and Dantan says, hilarious opening to the show. I respect Strope looking to make a legacy today, going down via lightning strike.
It's a legacy
in a porta
game.
potty. It's a legacy game.
Aaron Rodgers has a chance to write his legacy this season.
People are going to talk about this show years from now.
I mean, the last time you and I hosted the AmFam Championship, it's still talked about. So, yeah, you're right. Legacy game. Chance to course correct.
All right. For those of you that aren't aware what Jesse is referring to, at the 2021, 4 years ago, AmFam
last time Rodgers was an MVP
at University Ridge. Jesse and I had the legend, two-time U.S. Open champion Andy North on with us.
Yeah. Joined Wilde and Tausch on Friday. Won the celebrity foursome yesterday with Mia Hamm.
Good for him.
Defeated Charles Woodson and Justin Herbert.
How's Herbert's game? I wasn't here.
I think he looked pretty good.
Okay.
I think he looked pretty good.
Were you here yesterday?
I was here. I didn't get to see them golf a bunch. I saw them tee off on the celebrity foursome, and a big crowd following them around TPC, Wisconsin.
But anyway,
to see him in action.
The story Jesse referring to is at the 2021, 4 years ago at the AmFam Championship. Jesse and I did this very program, Sunday Karma. Mm-hmm. Andy North joined us, and I was reading the leaderboard, which I have stayed away from so far this morning, as you may have noticed.
Bjorn and Clark, first place right now.
I would have gotten that wrong, too. I said that Miguel Angel Hernandez was in first place. And Andy North looked at me like I was the dumbest person that's ever existed.
Yeah.
Because it's pronounced Miguel Angel.
Yeah, Angel Hernandez is an umpire.
Yeah. Jimenez, by the way, and I said Hernandez, I believe. Yeah.
Miguel Angel Jimenez.
Yeah.
Very popular, very accomplished PGA Tour golfer. And Strofe said Miguel Angel Hernandez.
Cooking with Chef Ed this morning. Chef Ed on the text line. Rodgers is done. He's washed up. The Steelers will not make the playoffs. Just remember, Chef Ed told you first.
I mean, if I had to go to a sports book right now, instead of doing the show in a thunderstorm, and place a wager on whether I think the Steelers will or will not make the playoffs, I would agree with Chef Ed. I don't think they'll make the playoffs. I think the AFC is still loaded, and Aaron Rodgers joining the Steelers doesn't make their wide receivers better, doesn't make their defense better, doesn't make their strength of schedule any less difficult playing in the AFC North. But Rodgers has a chance to rewrite the legacy this year if he does have a stellar season, a comeback player of the year type season.
Jesse Nelson, Alex Strofe with you here at Sunday Karma, live from TPC, Wisconsin for the final day of the 2025 American Family. Don't be doing that. 2025 American Family Insurance Championship. I saw Janet Masters, who happens to lead communication for the American Family Insurance Championship.
She is our favorite. She takes great care of everyone that's out here. She is
amazing.
Incredible.
She wandered over here and talked to our marketing team.
Gee, I wonder what they were talking about. Man, these guys are hilarious.
I'll fill you in on the other side as Jason Wilde joins us. Will I be here? Will I be in a porta potty? Will I be on the 18th green? We'll all find out together. 6 segments to go. It's Sunday Karma live from TPC, Wisconsin. Maybe.
More Sunday Karma coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Watch PGA Tour champions, including tournament host Steve Stricker, at the American Family Insurance Championship. The tournament moves to its new home at TPC Wisconsin Friday, June 6th through Sunday, June 8th, and features a new team competition. All proceeds support the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation and the American Family Children's Hospital. Get your tickets today at amfamchampionship.com. That's amfamchampionship.com.
Summerfest is almost here, and we're going to send you to all 9 days. It's Summerfest on us. Download the ESPN Wisconsin app and register for your chance to bring a friend and have the best summer ever at the big gig. Summerfest on us. Register today in the ESPN Wisconsin app under the Contest tab.
Forget average. At Exterior Pros, they bring the heat. They're not here to meet standards. They're here to smash them. From the first swing of the hammer to the final reveal, they're leveling up your home with every window, every shingle, and every single detail. This isn't just a remodel. It's a glow-up for your house. Built tough, built beautiful, built to turn heads. Want in? Let's go. Lock in your project now and save $3,000. Exterior Pros, where bold meets built. Trust the pros and visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274.
Slide into your neighborhood Century Food Store to score the freshest produce, tastiest treats, and everything in between. Now through Wednesday, save on 46 to 48 ounce selected varieties Blue Bunny Dairy Dessert, 2 for $7. 8.2 to 20 ounce selected varieties CPAC Seafood, $6.99. 7 to 15 ounce selected varieties Rana Pasta or Sauce, 2 for $7. 2 to 6 count selected varieties Northern Bath or Brawny Towels, $6.99.
Let's get some strawberries.
Attention shoppers. Safe.
Okay. Ooh, pineapple fulfills every need.
While you're shopping, a drive way back, it's a gunner.
There's something goofy going on with the PA.
Need a price check and I'll take me out to the ball game.
See, what is going on?
You're hearing things. We're at Century Foods, and you can't take your mind off winning that ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes.
I'm hoping to throw out the first pitch at a Milwaukee baseball game.
Or attend batting practice.
Or hold the finish line ribbon for the racing sausages.
You don't say.
The ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes at Century Foods. Enter on Century's Facebook or Instagram by July 30th.
For your next night out, revel in the fusion of artistry and flavor with Sushi at St. Kate, offering guests an elevated experience where freshness and creativity converge in every bite. St. Kate the Arts Hotel introduces an exciting new sushi menu to its culinary repertoire. Indulge in the finest seafood, freshest ingredients, and expert craftsmanship for an inspired and delectable dining journey. Experience the art of sushi at St. Kate and learn more at stkatearts.com.
Looking to transform your home with stylish furniture and home accessories without breaking the bank? At your local IKEA in Oak Creek, they believe everyone deserves a beautiful and affordable living experience that enhances your everyday life. From comfortable and fashionable sofas and sectionals, to kitchens full of inspiration, to bedrooms designed to help you find your best sleep and relaxation, IKEA's home furnishing combines form and function to fit any lifestyle and budget. Visit IKEA Oak Creek today or explore their collection online at ikea.com/US.
I take care of my bone health, so I remain strong and active as I age. You can too. It is never too early or too late to start taking care of your bones. Bones provide support to keep you moving. Maintain bone strength at every age by getting calcium and vitamin D in your diet and exercising regularly. Get on your own path to good bone health. For bone health tips, visit pathtogoodbonehealth.org.
You're listening to Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Sunday Karma live from TPC Wisconsin, the 2025 American Family Insurance Championship. I'm Alex Strope alongside Jesse Nelson for whatever reason.
You invited me.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about that part. We are still outside, for those of you that are curious, despite the skies getting rather dark here at TPC.
Yeah, how's that looking now, meteorologist Strope? How's that dark cloud looking over there?
I haven't felt a drop of rain. I haven't seen a single lightning strike. I think we're doing A-okay. What? There's
literally a siren right now. That could not have been timed any better.
Okay. Well, good timing on that as we welcome in Jason Wilde, the three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, the co-host of a very well-produced show, weekdays from 9 until noon. Wilde and Tausch. Jason Wilde joins us now. Jason, do you think we should move inside?
Absolutely.
Thank you, Jason.
What do you mean? It's not raining.
Did you just say there was a siren?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I said.
The people are heading for, they are leaving the stands. They are heading out of the stands. It appears we are going to be entering a weather delay on Championship Sunday of the AmFam Championship at TPC Wisconsin.
Out. What are we doing here? Oh, my God. So, Jason, you don't think it'd be safe to stay outside?
No. Why do you think they sounded the siren?
Because I feel like you know the old saying, "It's better to be safe than sorry." I feel like that might be what we're doing right now.
You should apply it right now.
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I have not been directed to leave yet.
Maybe they're looking at you going, this guy has to be smart enough to know that he just heard a siren. They got to know better than that. You got to know your personnel.
Yep, they are.
So this actually
the fans are heading this
great.
way toward the entrance. Yep.
Yeah, so this works out great. I got to take Sid to her soccer tryout before the storm hits. We're pulling up to the field right now. Why don't you guys take a break, and then I will have dropped her off. You will have moved inside to safety, and everyone will be good.
All right, I think it may take longer than 4 minutes, but we're going to try our best. Worst case, I will call
I think we're
going
to
to
make it. I think we're going to make it.
All right, Operation Move Us Inside begins right now.
I feel vindicated.
You shouldn't, because you don't know that I'll be inside
You absolutely should. You should. The fact that he was pushing back on you is preposterous.
Thank Thank you, Jason. Jason and I have never been closer than we've been these 3 days of the AmFam
Yeah, you guys have hung out a lot the last
Came to my house on Friday.
Talked yesterday, right?
Yeah, we talked yesterday on the Saturday Scramble.
Jason, what'd you think of the digs, the Nelson digs?
It's beautiful. I thought it was great. I was really impressed, and I really like their dog, Mo.
Yeah,
he's
good boy.
I think he's probably my favorite member of the Nelson family, followed by Becca,
fair.
and then
Very fair.
tier 3 would be Jesse way at the bottom.
My dad's up there somewhere.
Yeah,
Big
Usher
fan
George,
of the show.
Usher George.
Your mom.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
All right, we're going to attempt this. Jason Wilde will rejoin us coming up next. He's going to drop the daughter off at soccer practice. We're going to move because everybody is moving all of a sudden at the AmFam Championship. I don't know what's going on. I don't believe in meteorology, but here we go. We're back with you next on Sunday Karma.
More Sunday Karma coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. The 2015 Wisconsin men's hoops team gave us all a march to remember.
There will be no undefeated champion on Wisconsin with an unbelievable stretch drive to the championship game.
On June 26th, enjoy an intimate celebration with the stars of the run with Made 'em Believe. Presented by M3 Insurance. World-class expertise and individual attention. Tickets are on sale now at uwhoops2015.com. Made 'em Believe, June 26th at the Orpheum Theater in Madison.
This fall, build your perfect Wisconsin football game day with a mini pack. Pick any 3 games, including Big Ten matchups like Washington, Iowa, and Ohio State, and save while cheering on the Badgers. Big matchups, big moments, and it's all on your schedule. Football mini packs are available now. Create your custom game day experience today at uwbadgers.com or call 1-800-GO-BADGERS. First touchdown to the 5th quarter. There's always something to enjoy. Football game day starts here. We'll see you at Camp Randall.
Wherever you are in Wisconsin, there's a free and confidential Aging and Disability Resource Center, ADRC, or Tribal Partner Agency. We're here for older adults, adults with disabilities, and your families. ADRCs are a bridge to support for benefits and financial assistance, transportation, in-home care, and more. Get to know your local ADRC and connect with resources today. Call toll-free 1-844-WIS-ADRC or go to findmyadrc.org. Paid for by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
Set sail this June for a boundless bounty at Potawatomi. Come aboard, and you might win a share of $300,000 in cash and prizes. Just play with your rewards card for entries. Prize drawings on Thursdays. Boundless Bounty this June at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Your win is waiting. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Hey, it's Brad Nortman, and I've got to tell you about my go-to car wash, Tsunami Express. Get your ride looking its best and ride the wave at Tsunami Express Car Wash, Milwaukee's fan favorite for that perfect shine. Sign up for a monthly membership and enjoy unlimited washes for less than $1 a day. Skip the wait with the fast lane and take advantage of great perks. With locations in Midtown Milwaukee, Waukesha, Greenfield, Oak Creek, and Mount Pleasant, Tsunami Express has you covered. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Visit TsunamiExpress.com to learn more.
Woo! Hey, this is Ben Brust from Kyle, Brust and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin. People can't stop screaming about the Screamin' Sicilian frozen pizza, and no wonder. There's plenty to scream about, like the buttery stone-fired crust, secret recipe tomato sauce, mounds of whole milk mozzarella, and tons of premium toppings. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer and find out for yourself why Sporked called Screamin' Sicilian's Holy Pepperoni frozen pizza the best of the best. Screamin' Sicilian, taste what all the screamin' is about.
You're back at the gym. Your new gym outfit? On point. Your new sneakers? Baller. You've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with Access Checking. It's maintenance fee-free with no minimum balance requirements. So when you take your first yoga class in 10 months, your body might surprise you, but your checking account won't. You've got this with Access Checking from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Aging well means staying healthy, active, and independent. To age well, we need to take care of our bones. 10 million Americans have osteoporosis, a hereditary disease that makes bones weak and more likely to break. Thankfully, we can all take simple steps to improve our bone health at any age. Eat a healthy diet that is rich in calcium and vitamin D. Get regular weight-bearing exercise, which means on our feet. Get bone health tips at pathtogoodbonehealth.org.
This is Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
In my mind when she's not right there beside me, I go crazy 'cause here isn't where I wanna be.
Sunday Karma rolls on live from the American Family Insurance Championship. We have moved inside into the media workroom, and boy, is this awkward. Jesse Nelson, Alex Grove with you. I feel awful because I've got these stupendous reporters like Colton Bartholomew and Rob Hernandez staring at me, and I feel like I'm interrupting their flow. And we're going to be in here for the next hour and a half due to inclement weather incoming.
As far as we know, we don't know exactly how long, I guess, we're going to be in here. But it is, first of all, we did it in 4 minutes. We were able to make it from outside to in here. Props to us. Good thing we had a plan, some could say, to be able to get in here quickly.
I would not say that, but
that's
you could say that.
Pretty good thing that we had there. And thankfully, we have Jason Wilde on the phone, so maybe he'll stay on for the next 90 minutes with us so that it won't be so awkward for us to be entertaining the people here because they won't be able to hear Jason on the phone with us.
Jason, welcome back.
Great to be here.
Are you proud of us?
Well, no, you were still an idiot first. So.
Wait a minute. That seems unfair. I don't think I was an idiot. How was I an idiot?
Good job doing what you were supposed to do instead of doing what you want to do. Why is it that everyone has brought their dogs to the soccer truck while I'm on the radio?
What's happening?
There are literally 6 dogs, and there's nowhere to go in the parking lot to get away from any of them, and my 2 dogs are losing their crap.
Oh, this has got to be.
I turned the car around because I saw one dog approaching. We go the other way, and there's a St. Bernard approaching us from the other way.
All right, let's just call a spade here. This show is a disaster. I mean,
no, a lot of ball game left. We're going to be fine.
Okay, Jason, you've had the opportunity to have a few sleeps on the Aaron Rodgers news made official that he will head to Pittsburgh. I know you caught up with the quarterback, Jordan Love, here about 20 feet from where I'm sitting right now at the AmFam Championship on Friday. How you feeling a few days removed from the Rodgers news?
Yeah, look, I'm fascinated by how people view him and how people, a smaller group obviously, view me. Like, I got one guy saying on social media, why are you always taking cheap shots at Rodgers? I got another guy saying, you never criticize Rodgers. Like, I don't know how to win with people, so I will just say this. I'm glad he's back in the league. I'm glad he's playing. This is the end game I expected all along. I think it's good for the game. Are there things that he has said and done that I disagree with? There are. I am happy to say those to him in person the next time I see him, perhaps if I go to Pittsburgh that week. But the bottom line is that if he is healthy and they figure out a way to protect him, he still can play. And there seems to be a fairly large contingent of people who did not watch him play last season who have just unilaterally determined that he's washed and he sucks and this is going to be a complete disaster. Now, maybe they're right. I can't sit here and say that they are for certain going to be proven wrong on that. That is a possible outcome here. But, again, I don't think if you've been paying attention and if you actually watched some Jets games last year, that he's completely washed. Now, is he as mobile as he was before? Of course not. Now, could he be slightly more mobile this year? Still not like vintage Aaron Rodgers by any stretch, but slightly more mobile this year than he was last year when he's another year removed from his Achilles and all the other stuff. I mean, he also got the crap kicked out of him during the first portion of the season with the Jets last year, and he played through it all. So, and you know, again, for those that like to point out, well, Jordan Love played hurt last year, and he missed 2 games and parts of 2 others. Yeah, guess what, though? Part of the job is playing hurt and still being good. And so all these things factor in. I'm looking forward to October 26th. I want to see what this looks like. You know, it was fun talking to Jordan because I knew how he viewed Rodgers. Like, it's just so different than 2009 and 2010 when the buzz and the animosity of Favre versus the Packers was so intense. Make no mistake, I'm sure Rodgers would love to beat the Packers, and I'm sure Love would love to beat Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers. But I just don't think it's going to be this, you know, grudge, bloodthirsty matchup. But I can't wait for it. I'm really looking forward to it. And as we kind of discussed yesterday on the Saturday Scramble, and I know we talked about it elsewhere too, like Tausch was, I think, the first one to point this out. Let's not forget, the Steelers play all 4 NFC North teams. So Aaron Rodgers could actually help his former team by beating the other 3 teams that are in the division, because while those aren't division games, those aren't conference games, they still count as wins or losses. And that can certainly help the Packers as well.
Jason Wilde, our guest here on Sunday Karma. Alex Strofe, Jesse Nelson hanging out with you inside the Media Center, the American Family Insurance Championship.
That was a great commentary by Jason.
Yeah, I'm very distracted.
And we might clip that and put it on social media, and in the middle of it, you're going to see Alex Strofe jump like he saw a ghost because a bird has flown into the indoor facility.
I feel bad for the bird.
Here.
It doesn't know where to go, so it's just flying in circles. It's very distracting.
Why don't you tell, I don't know what you called them, legendary,
I think I called them stupendous.
Colton. Stupendous, that was it. I mean, Colton Bartholomew is a lot of things, and talented, smart, insightful on the Badger football program, all those things. Stupendous seems strong. Same with Rob Hernandez, who I owe a good chunk of my career, covering high schools for him early in my career. So stupendous. I look forward to reading their coverage of the final round, and then I'll decide if they're stupendous or not.
I think they might have to insert into their coverage of the final round the entertainment during the rain delay provided by Jason Wilde, Alex Strofe, and Jesse Nelson.
They can't hear me, right? You're the only ones that
they cannot hear you, but I will. I know Rob is listening. I will just pass on that. Rob, Jason just said you are not stupendous. It was way too strong.
Oh, Rob's great.
Uh-oh, here he comes.
This is going to be the variety hour now.
Here, I'm just going to give him my headset.
Go ahead. Rob Hernandez joins us on Sunday Karma.
Jason, having them ask you if you're proud of them is like when you used to ask OC if he was proud of you. It took me down memory lane.
Well, Tom Oates, I am definitely proud of Tom Oates. He looks stupendous, by the way. Saw him on Friday with Kathy coming into the golf tournament. He looks great. I want to look just like him when I'm 85 like him.
Wow. That seemed oddly personal.
These dogs really got Jason riled up.
I'm riled up about a bird and rain delays. Jason, where does this rank all time, Sunday Karma appearance for you?
Oh, I apparently you don't listen to the show.
Yeah, a lot of games.
There's usually a lot of things that happen on this program that are distracting.
I don't listen to the show. I'm on the show.
Well, yeah, but the show's
still
been
makes
around.
sense somehow.
I know you as a young person view the world through the prism of it started when I came along.
Correct. Yep, exactly.
So
exactly
that's
right.
how you young folks are. The show's been around. It used to be called the football show. Like it's had a lot of iterations,
right?
And it's great that you have joined it. But overall, I would just point out that there's been a lot of different versions, and there's been a lot of tomfoolery and shenanigans that have gone on this program.
Remember when we talked about Al Gallagher for like 30 minutes?
Perfect example, and that's just a recent one during your time on the show.
That was like a month ago.
No, I was back in January. It was a few months ago. Hold on. I actually have a real question.
Okay.
If that's okay.
I've had enough time with Jason this week. You take as well. Actually, I was off the show 4 years.
Forget Giannis watch. Forget Rodgers watch. Forget Favre watch. What I now care about is Jair watch. Has he arrived at Green Bay?
I have no idea.
Can you text him?
No, I can't, as you well know.
I do well know. That's why I asked.
Yeah, look, a couple things. I mean, Tuesday, I'm really looking forward to Tuesday. I want to see not only if Jair shows up and what they do about it, right, because that is part of the equation here. But I also am super curious to see, does Elton Jenkins come in? Does Elton Jenkins talk to us? You know, one of the other drawbacks to the scenario, and I want to make sure that I give the Packers PR staff credit because they have brought us newsworthy players. So I'm not complaining about that, but it's still, while they're renovating the Packers' home locker room, it is still not the same as it would be if I could go into the locker room like I normally would and talk to whoever the heck I want to talk to if they're willing to talk to me. And so, you know, I'm eager to see if A, Elton is there, and then B, will he be among the players who speaks to us over the course of those 3 days. So it's going to be interesting to see if either of those players are there. It'll be very interesting to see if this is the end game for Jair, which we have been impatiently waiting for. I mean, you know, you referenced Rodgers watch and Favre watch. I mean, this has actually gone on longer in terms of a one off-season window than those ever did, right? I mean, obviously Favre in 08 is a little bit different, but overall, you know, this is a different level in terms of not a lot of action. And I still, you know, I would think that the Packers will say, you know what, we don't want to go through this again. We need to make sure that we have roster bonuses built in these longer-term contracts so we have some sort of pressure point to make a decision on some of these guys because there's no way, even if Goody has been as adamant as he's been about wanting to get something for Jair and then obviously no market really materializing for that in terms of a trade. If there had been some sort of a pressure point of, oh, well, they got to pay him $8.2 million by March 15th, you know, those are the types of things that force decisions. And since there wasn't one, here we sit on June 8th and still wondering what the future holds for him.
Jason, besides people showing up or not showing up this week for OTAs, is there anything football-wise that we can learn about the 2025 Green Bay Packers this week?
Not really. You know, I think one of the drawbacks of what off-season work looks like in 2025 as opposed to, say, 2005 when Tausch was playing is that, you know, this is all – and, you know, maybe Matt LaFleur has different plans. Maybe he intends to change things up a little bit and maybe push them a little bit harder than he has. But, like, it's been a bunch of individual drills, 7-on-7 work, and then occasionally 11-on-11 that's not at 100% full speed, and then 2-minute drills with 11-on-11 that are the only real full speed periods that we've gotten to watch. And, you know, I don't think it's been any different during the other practices that we weren't able to attend. So in the big picture, I don't think that we're going to get a whole lot of insight out of what we're going to watch for 3 days. But again, this is it. Like when they're done on Friday or Thursday, we're done until training camp kicks off on July 23rd. And that is when we'll start to find out a little bit more about this team.
Why is Romeo Doubs such a big discussion point this offseason? I've noticed that he has been kind of the biggest story out of OTAs thus far ahead of the mandatory minicamp this week. Why has he been such a big story?
Yeah, I'm not sure I agree with that. He did, you know, he was a story for me at Channel 3000.com.
Story for Rob on ESPN.com. He's a talking point all over Twitter. I think he's been one of the biggest talking points. I think that's fair to say.
Well, I think, you know, I think it was significant, and again, this is a little bit about availability in terms of speaking to reporters, because, like, you know, this was actually the flip side of the whole, are you in the locker room to talk to guys that you want to? On the flip side, it is if you're in the locker room and that guy doesn't come in the locker room, then you don't get to talk to him, right? And so Romeo, came to the interview room, was brought by PR, and we all got to talk to him. And, Rob and I and some others asked questions about him, to him. And it was the first time he's talked since the end of the season, and he suffered the concussion in the game against the Eagles in the playoffs. It was the first time that we really were able to have a longer, at least attempted conversation with him about the decision to stay home that week that they were playing the Rams. And so there were a lot of questions that he needed to be asked. And again, he's also in the final year of his contract. So there's no doubt that there are reasons that he is someone that we as reporters would want to talk to. I would say that there are more important storylines in terms of what is their offensive line going to look like? Is their pass rush going to improve? Is Jordan Love, forget the regression conversation, which I still think got misguided, and then certain know-it-alls from various networks decided to chime in. The bottom line is not whether he regressed last year. The bottom line is he going to be good enough this year for this team to get to where it wants to go? So those were all topics. But, yeah, Romeo is certainly among the worthwhile conversations to have because, again, this is a guy that, as I wrote in my story, in an alternative universe, this guy could be the number one receiver right now and be in line for a contract extension, and instead he's not.
Yeah, I find that part of the conversation surrounding him interesting because you're absolutely right. I think when we went into last season kind of doing something similar, I don't want to say the same thing we are doing this offseason with the Packers wide receiver room, which is, okay, who's gonna step out amongst the rest, right? Who's going to rise to the top? Mm-hmm. I think Romeo was a much bigger part of this conversation last year than he is this year. I think he's viewed as probably the third or fourth wide receiver on this Packers team entering 2025, which I don't think was the case a year ago.
Yeah, I would agree. Think about what he was coming off of in 2023, as I outlined in my story. He played the most snaps of any wide receiver. He had the most targets. Now, he was not their leading receiver in terms of receptions or yardage. He was second in both in 2023. He was tied for the team lead with 8 touchdown receptions with Jaden Reed, who had been a rookie in 2023. He was their go-to guy on third down. He had the most first down catches, conversions to first downs of anyone. He had the closest working relationship with the quarterback because the two of them work out together in California during the offseason. So he was really primed to, if not be the number one, at least have a realistic claim to being the number one. And, and again, as I wrote on Channel 3000, and as I think is important to point out, his decision to not show up at work and not tell anyone he was not showing up to work is so baffling, in large part because what the hell was he unhappy about? He had played through remember, this was through 4 games that he did this. It was the Week 5 game against the Rams in his hometown of Los Angeles that he chose not to come to work. He came to practice Wednesday, didn't apparently like the game plan, didn't like the role he'd had in the offense, no-showed Thursday and Friday and was suspended. But at the time, he had 20 targets through 4 games. Wicks and Reed had 22 apiece. And Wicks had 13 of them in the Minnesota game alone. So before that Minnesota game, Wicks had 9 targets. So he certainly could have been, complaining about his role. On top of that, Romeo had also played the highest number of snaps of the wide receivers. And, oh, by the way, Jordan Love had missed 2 games after his knee injury in Brazil, and they basically ran the crap out of the ball in both of those games against Indianapolis and Tennessee. So it was such a misguided decision, which he has never fully explained, And then on top of that, it is what has now created this question about him and his long-term prospects with the team. So that is why he is, a conversation point, because it was such a terrible decision by him, given the circumstances, and a hard-to-fathom decision by him, that's why we're all sitting here going, what, he basically, I know this is a strong word, I don't want to get sound graphed, but he basically sabotaged his own career in Green Bay. And then on top of that, with the concussions, that just increases the issue of trying to figure out, is this going to be a long-term issue? Do you want to sign a guy with a concussion history to an extension and then have him not be available? Like, there's lots of layers to the uncertainty with him. And when you rewind to a year ago today, we were all talking about who's going to get the first contract extension, him or Zach Tom?
Yep.
And that is no one is having that conversation now.
No, not at all. I'd like to make a formal request to you, Jesse Nelson.
To me?
Where's Wilde? When he mentions the sound graph, I think Tausch would get a kick out of that. Jason Wilde will be listening to you beginning at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Wilde and Tausch across these very stations. Thanks, Jason.
Well, we're going to need that siren at soccer tryouts, I think, because the weather's moving in here. And it appears that the coaches have the same mentality as Alex Strofe, which I don't
Power through, baby.
I don't think the heavy stuff's coming for quite some time. Yeah.
Listen to Jesse dropping a reference, sort of, to Caddyshack, which was long before he was even born. All right, guys, stay safe out there. Enjoy the rest of the tournament. Take care. Be good.
That's the great Jason Wilde. We think that went well?
Did you think asking him if he was proud of you for finally acclimating to going inside when the rest of the course did in an emergency situation because of a thunderstorm warning was going to warrant a, yes, I'm proud of you, Alex? Great job.
I think Jason's always proud of me.
That's excellent wherewithal you have.
I think he's always proud of me. So, yeah, I think it was worth asking. Yeah. Do you not think it was worth asking?
I think you were setting yourself up to be disappointed in his answer.
What?
You could. I think you know better than that.
You will never set yourself up for disappointment when you work with our friends at Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. If you or somebody you know has been seriously injured in an accident, there's only one call to make, and that is the Gruber Law Offices, who have been serving the community and the people of Wisconsin for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices, Wisconsin's premier injury firm. They are a family-run firm, and they are a winning team. Nobody wins quite like Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. Coming up next, the Brewers, winners of 10 of their last 12. Who could their all-star ultimately end up being? Jesse and I dive into that question. Coming up next, Sunday Karma live from the American Family Insurance Championship.
Experience, knowledge, results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Whether you're about to graduate high school or have been in the workforce for years, it's time to take control of your future. Welcome to Lakeland University, where you call the shots. We use our flexible learning formats to customize your degree path. In person, online, and virtual classes are all available. Lakeland University is designed around you, your goals, your schedule, your future. You can even earn up to 25% of your degree via paid work experiences. Ready to take control of your future? Let us customize an education to fit your needs. Visit lakeland.edu/ESPN to learn more.
Get the last roof you'll ever need with steel roofing from Menards. Steel roofing is durable, offering your home the best protection from wind, hail, and fire. Choose from 29 stylish colors that not only enhance the appearance of your home, but will reduce cooling costs and keep your home more comfortable all summer long. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for more great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Hey, this is Gabe Neitzel. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The biggest sports stories in Wisconsin, talked about by Wisconsin sports fans, for Wisconsin sports fans.
The Bucks aren't answering the phone. It's as simple as that. They shouldn't answer the phone because you don't just get. I don't care if you give me 65 first-round picks. You're not getting another Giannis.
Right. So my natural take here is going to, I'm going Packers here.
I fully agree with you.
Yeah, I'll take the Packers in the home opener as well.
Yeah, the Packers going to come in and they got to prove something. They got to play with a chip on their shoulder, and I think they beat Detroit week
Jason,
1.
do you think this is crazy that all four of us just picked the Packers in week 1?
Congratulations, you've now assured the fact that the Lions will win.
This is Sunday Karma, powered by ESPN Wisconsin. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue. Alongside Greg Scalzo, Alex Strofe, and Kyle Wallace, here's Good Karma Brand's founder and CEO, Craig Karmazin.
Hour number 2, Sunday Karma, live from the 2025 American Family Insurance Championship at TPC, Wisconsin. It's Jesse Nelson and Alex Strofe hanging out with you live from inside the media center as it is pouring outside.
I expect a full apology at some point before we sign off at noon.
Well, do I owe him an apology?
You don't owe him anything.
Well, if you were here, where would you be right now?
Right where you guys started the show.
You'd be limp-bodied, being dragged out by security?
They would have to forcefully remove me.
Electrocuted by the lightning. And yeah.
I'm a weather player. I play better when there's bad weather.
What does
Playing
that
in the rain.
Not on radio equipment, you don't.
That's it?
Yeah, that's all I got for him.
He's got nothing for you?
That's that.
I don't know.
I want to know what a bad weather player means.
Like, I'm trying to think of who. Brett Favre for a while in the snow was a good quarterback in bad weather. Amon Green as a running back when you get snow, when you get rain coming down. Eddie Lacy, good bad weather running back.
Did you notice that there's a lost and found here, and the only items are a bottle of Coca-Cola and an empty cup?
Didn't notice that. No, thanks for pointing it out. Appreciate that.
Good observation.
Thank you, Will. Thank you. Appreciate that.
So, who's the Brewers All-Star going to be? That was what you teased us out with.
Yeah, but it's 11-12, so I'm thinking maybe we hang on to that conversation.
Okay. Does it warrant that? But like Freddie Peralta.
Well,
next.
I don't think that's right, actually. You think it's Freddie?
Yelich, Freddie.
I don't think it's either of those guys.
Who do you think it is?
I'll tell you who I think it is.
God.
For the Milwaukee Brewers All-Star. Coming up next as we lead you into Brewers Padres on 100.5 ESPN Madison.
Durbin's got 3 hits, but man, that dinger last night.
Set him over to the top.
All-Star.
The pregame to the pregame of the Brewers Radio Network is next with Jesse Nelson and Alex Strofe live from TPC, Wisconsin, right here on ESPN Wisconsin.
More Sunday Karma coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. All day, every day. The Carbless talk and text line is open for you.
First off, there is not one team that's on the fringe that scares me.
800-990-3776. The Carbless talk and text line. This is more.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel neglected or unloved? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
I'm Monica Kessler.
Monica makes sure that everything at Kessler's is worthy of a lifetime warranty.
The quality of your ring is incredibly important when it comes to diamond setting, ring sizing, and repairs.
Monica has been part of Kessler's since she was 6 years old.
Let me tell you how to judge the quality of the jewelry you're buying.
It's easier than you think.
All you have to do is read the warranty.
Most stores offer a 5-year warranty, but Kessler's offers a lifetime warranty, the strongest in the world.
We can do it because we put more gold in your jewelry.
When a jeweler wants to make a bigger profit, they put less gold into the jewelry. This makes it thinner and easier to break.
Theirs might look like ours at first glance, but Kessler's jewelry is made not to break, and that takes more gold.
We give you a lifetime warranty because our jewelry is made to last forever, just like your love.
Gold is more than $2,000 an ounce.
Kessler's gives you more gold, a lot more gold.
To the location of the Kesslers nearest you, go to KesslersDiamonds.com.
Fisco is always there for your auto body care. When accidents happen, Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin is there when you need them. Got a broken mirror? They'll take care of it. Dented bumper? Scratch paint? Fisco Auto Body will take care of it. If there's any damage you need fixed, Fisco has you covered. Their expert workmanship is guaranteed for the life of your vehicle. So stop in for all of your auto bumps and dings. Once again, you know the line. That's Fisco.
At Potawatomi, where ways to win are endless, another chance to capture epic cash and prizes comes Friday, June 27th. It's the season finale blockbuster drawings. Watch your entries from Enchanted Spins, Unreal Treasures, and Boundless Bounty come together for drawings where $300,000 in cash and prizes is there for the taking. Be there to win your share. June 27th only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. More info online. Must be 21 years old to play.
The big gig is back, starting June 19th. 9 days, hundreds of musical acts. Summerfest in Milwaukee is the event of the summer. Plus, tune into 94.5 ESPN all 3 weekends for Summerfest Saturday. Enter for your chance to win tickets to the ESPN Wisconsin app or visit summerfest.com. We'll see you out there.
Hi, I'm Brittany Miller from Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more. Custom T-shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, hats, you name it, we can do it. Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more is family owned and all about celebrating life's big moments. Maybe it's a milestone birthday, a celebration for your child's first goal, or that work fundraising event. We are everyone's printer. No minimum orders, affordable designs, and help straight from me and our team. We're the one-stop shop for all your custom needs. Start your project today at bigfrog.com/Mequon.
True Chicago-style pizza is thin, crispy, and cut into squares. And thanks to Connie's Frozen Pizza, you can enjoy a true slice of the city. You'll enjoy it so much you won't even mind where it comes from. Connie's Frozen Pizzas are made from the same cornmeal crust Connie's has been serving for over 60 years. They're perfectly cheesy, perfectly saucy, and they're exactly what you crave. Get to know the true Chicago style with Connie's Frozen Pizza. Born in Chicago, loved by cheeseheads. Available in a freezer aisle near you.
This is Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
I don't know how, but I just got droplets on my forehead. We're inside.
I don't know.
It's Jesse Nelson, Alex Grove with you. Sunday Karma.
It is pouring outside at the AmFam Championship.
Yeah, but we're not outside. Why am I getting wet?
It's an indoor tennis facility, which is where this media center is located here at TPC Wisconsin. And I don't know, there's an air conditioning unit up there that maybe something dropped through it.
Oh, that's exactly what's happening.
It is torrentially downpouring out there.
It is.
So for you, the idiot, who wanted to stay out through the entire thing, good job by you.
You're the second person to call me an idiot in the last half an hour.
Take a hint. So it's downpouring out there, and I'm guessing that maybe, this is, this is a beautiful facility at TPC Wisconsin.
It sure is.
But it is it's still kind of new and still coming along, so I wouldn't be surprised if, there might be a little small leak at something that got a little bit on your forehead, but I don't see any puddles or anything here. It looks great to me.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you own a rain jacket?
I do.
Will, do you own a rain jacket?
Yeah, but I didn't buy it. I just stole one of my dad's.
Okay.
How does your dad feel about that?
I purchased one for the first time. Ever.
A rain jacket.
Yeah.
Okay. Like a poncho? Or
and I did bring it. I didn't know it was supposed to rain today.
You don't say. Rain jackets can come in handy, especially if you're at a sporting event. For what we do, I would think you would find a practical use of a rain jacket. Do you walk to work?
I do.
The practical use of a rain jacket. It's nice when you put the hood up.
Oh,
you don't have to
that's
worry,
smart.
You don't have to worry about the umbrella. You can just put the hood
I've
up.
been bringing an umbrella. I could just wear the rain jacket.
Yeah. Comes in handy.
Wow.
They're usually a little oversized, so they like kind of protect your like pants and everything. Too.
Sure.
It's good. Yeah.
So who's the Brewers All-Star?
You teased. I said who I would pick as my 2, so you tell me who yours is.
I have 2.
Okay. Were they? I said Freddie Peralta and Christian Yelich.
Heading to Atlanta, Georgia. It's going to be one or the other of Sal Frelick or Chad Patrick, I think, has been making a good case.
He has
recently.
been good.
He's been really good for the Brewers.
So your picks are good. Like I think the All-Star game is a little too much pageantry.
Well, that's why everybody gets an All-Star.
You kind of need to, like, I think you need to be, if you're not a bad team and you have veteran leaders that are well-known like Yelich and Freddie Peralta are in the league, like, I think those guys always get the first nod, kind of like the Pro Bowl. If the Brewers were worse, I think Chad Patrick and Sal Frelick may be your guy. I mean, Frelick has been raking for a month.
He's been terrific.
He's been outstanding. Chad Patrick's been incredibly dependable on the mound.
Yeah.
Way more than anyone would have ever expected. But I was even listening, actually, yesterday morning, Thanasis, with Thanasis Antetokounmpo. He was talking with Brewers manager Pat Murphy, and he talked about the leadership council that he relies on.
See what you did there.
Contreras, not intentionally. Yelich, Freddie Peralta, Contreras, like that's his like go-to core guys that he's going to rely on as leaders in the clubhouse. And I think when you look at the performance that they've done leading by example this year, that group of players, I mean, sure, Yelich's batting average might not be the best in the league, but has he come up clutch in some major moments this season?
Yeah.
Absolutely he has. Are his statistics good enough to warrant all-star nomination?
Probably not. 13 home runs, 237 average.
Yeah, I mean, statistically, again, I don't know, compared to the rest of the league, I don't know statistically where some of these guys are at, but what I do know is how valuable they are for the Milwaukee Brewers this year. And when things were getting tough and some idiots were calling for some people to have conversations about jobs to be lost.
I wonder who that was.
Yeah, it could have been anybody. That veteran group of leaders is what helped keep this thing on the course. And then you do get the great hitting performances from Sal Frelick and the pitching performances from these unexpected names this season, like Chad Patrick, who have been really good and helped keep it on the rails. So you get to a nice winning streak, you get a few games over 500, and now with the Cubs looming in another week or two here, big opportunities for the Brewers to make a move in the NL Central, get right back in the conversation. I know it's not even halfway through the season. It's still early to be talking division race, pennant race. Like, all right, it's a little premature, but to know that you're back in that conversation after where this thing looked like it was trending around Mother's Day, this is a big win for the Brewers, and it's thanks to those veteran leaders that they're in this spot.
Who has more home runs this season, Christian Yelich or Juan Soto?
Soto, right?
Yelich. Who has more home runs,
Really?
Christian Yelich or Ellie De La
Soto's
Cruz?
been that bad.
He's been that bad, yeah. 11 home runs on the year.
I would have guessed Ellie De La Cruz.
Christian Yelich. Who has more home runs, Alex Bregman or Christian Yelich?
All right, I'm noticing a trend, so I'm going to say Yelich.
That would be correct.
I'm figuring out the game.
Who has more home runs, Christian Yelich or Mike Trout?
I don't know anything Trout has done this year. I feel bad for him.
Yeah, I do too.
I'm going to say Trout.
It is Yelich. We were doing a thing.
Oh. Well, I went 1 for 4 on the thing, so it
That's
wasn't really. Yeah. Thanks, Will.
Hey, Will, you want to try one?
Sure.
Who has more home runs, Kyle Tucker or Christian Yelich?
Kyle Tucker.
Christian Yelich. Dang, you guys are bad at
What
this.
was with the pause? Like, were you going to ask?
I was thinking about it.
Were you going to mix up the game for Will?
I was thinking about it.
He was doing.
I was thinking about it.
Okay, so Yelich, home run-wise, having a decent season. Batting
Yeah.
average-wise, not so much, and it depends what statistics you value in that sense. What I know is leadership. What I know is what course corrects a season. And what those guys, Contreras,
The
Yelich,
first time
Freddie
I said
Peralta,
that's ever been said by Jesse Nelson. What I know is leadership.
and what those guys have been able to do this season has been incredible to keep this thing on the rails and from spiraling into something that could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
And then what I love about last night's win also, so they're up 3-1. The big, emotional, take the lead after they struggled to score runs for the first 15, 16 innings of the series with the Padres. They finally get on the board. They have a 3-1 lead, blow the save in the top of the ninth. McGill works out of the jam so that they don't give up another run to go down, because that a lot of times you give up a lead, you're going to give up the next guy if he's in scoring position. Didn't do that last night.
Yep.
And then they come up first pitch. Durbin launches into the bullpen, game over. Like, that's the resiliency we saw last year. That's what makes me feel optimistic about. That's the, on Wilde and Tausch, when they got after me for the Pat Murphy take, which wasn't really a take, but I've moved on from it.
Good choice by you.
When I said they weren't playing with an edge, they didn't have the same kind of poise and demeanor as a team like they did a year ago. That's what we've been noticing in the last five weeks or so, and it's that come from behind attitude, the wins that they've been able to get, the walk-off victories in the last 10 games have been incredible. Like, they're staying strong. They're relying on the veteran leadership, and the team is starting to believe again. You can see it in their actions on the field.
Brewers Padres is coming up next on 100.5 ESPN Madison. We stick with you on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee and 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam as we take a look ahead at tonight's Game 2 of the NBA Finals between the Thunder and the Pacers. And has Jesse Nelson been watching the puck? We'll all find out together after a double overtime thriller in Game 2 between the Oilers and the Panthers in the Stanley Cup Final. We've got 2 segments left, which includes our Palermo's picks. Real quick, I got to tell you about Door County Distillery, locally produced, handcrafted, award-winning spirits made locally in beautiful Door County. We'll be up there this Friday from noon until 2 at Door County Distillery. If you're heading up, come say hello. Check out their website, doorcountydistillery.com. Brewers Padres is next on ESPN Madison. Stick with us, ESPN Milwaukee, ESPN Beaver Dam. It's Sunday Karma live from TPC, Wisconsin.
More Sunday Karma coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Tailgate season, company victory party, don't let your event fall short. V Private Bar Services delivers the winning play with expertise. We're talking custom cocktails, top shelf service, and an atmosphere that'll have your team pumped. Forget the watered down beer and basic mixers. Get the VIP treatment for your corporate events with bartenders who know the perfect pour. V Private Bar Services, where elevated hospitality runs through our veins. Explore vprivatebar.com and leave the mixing to us.
Have you tried hands-free Skechers slip-ins yet? Because if you haven't, you're missing out on technology that changes how you think about shoes. Let me explain what makes Skechers slip-ins so incredible. First, these are not just regular slip-on shoes. They're not just a pair of loafers without laces. Skechers slip-ins have laces, and once you tie them to fit your foot just right, you never have to tie them again. They also come in boots, dress shoes, sneakers, work shoes, sandals, and every other kind of shoe you wear every day. But what makes them different is the technology inside that lets you just step into them. There's a built-in hidden shoehorn that slides your foot in. Then a comfy heel pillow cushions your foot and keeps your shoe on securely. So they look, feel, and wear just like a pair of shoes you're used to. Except you don't have to bend down, struggle to put them on, or touch them. Just step in and go, completely hands-free. And everybody I know who tries them doesn't want to wear shoes that aren't Skechers slip-ins ever again. They're just that amazing. Try them at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
For your next night out, revel in the fusion of artistry and flavor with sushi at St. Kate, offering guests an elevated experience where freshness and creativity converge in every bite. St. Kate the Arts Hotel introduces an exciting new sushi menu to its culinary repertoire. Indulge in the finest seafood, freshest ingredients, and expert craftsmanship for an inspired and delectable dining journey. Experience the art of sushi at St. Kate and learn more at stkatearts.com. It's Jen Latta from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. For me and my family, finding the perfect home is a journey, but we don't walk it alone. With the We Sell Group, Rob and Nick aren't just real estate agents, they're part of our family's team. They bring us options, perspective, and peace of mind. While they navigate the market, I can stay focused on all that life has in store. Because at the We Sell Group, it's not just about the home, it's about the people and the path it takes to get there. The We Sell Group, more than agents, part of your journey. Get started with Rob and Nick at wesell.kw.com.
Donors choose. Support a classroom. Build a future.
Did you know that every year, public school teachers spend nearly $500 of their own money for student supplies? Let's do the math. That comes out to over $1.2 billion a year. And that's just not right. At Donors Choose, we want students and teachers to have the tools they need for a great education. And now, more than ever, they need your help. Here's what you can do. Go to DonorsChoose.org and choose from teachers' requests that support reading, math, science, history, and more. Once a request is funded, we'll take care of shipping everything directly to the teacher. It's that easy. You'll receive thank you letters and photos from students and teachers and a report of how every dollar was spent. Teachers' needs have never been greater. Learn more at DonorsChoose.org.
Donors Choose. Support a classroom. Build a future.
Steven.
Who said that?
Me, down here.
Ugh, what are you, a yellow booger?
I'm a banana slug, Steven.
What are you doing in my room?
I'm your sense of adventure. It's been a long time since we've had an adventure in the forest.
Mom took me to the forest last year.
I'm a slug, Steven. It took me a long time to get here.
You're right. I should get out.
Yeah, the forest is not that far away.
Hey, Mom!
Come to the forest where the more adventurous you lives. Check out discovertheforest.org for cool places nearby. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Sunday Karma live from the American Family Insurance Championship at TPC Wisconsin. Alex Strofe, Jesse Nelson hanging out with you for about another half an hour as we wait out the rain delay in the media center. I think it's louder in here than I anticipated. A lot less awkward.
Yeah, a lot less awkward than we thought it would be when we first came in.
Yeah, I thought everybody would just be watching me, and that's certainly not the case, which I'm okay with.
If you want to watch today's Brewers game, you know where you can find it?
Is this an Apple TV game?
It is not.
Roku.
What does that mean? Isn't Roku a TV app or a TV processor? That's like saying instead of you could find it on the internet, you could find it on Windows to me. Like that's.
So Roku is a specific platform that houses a lot of your other streaming platforms. It is a device that you can use to access the internet and watch programs. But Roku also does have its own network, like the Roku Sports Channel.
Really?
Where they do a baseball game.
Who works there?
I don't know.
Like, who should I expect on the call
I have
today?
no idea. I could not tell you. But they are on Roku, and it's only on Roku. It is not on FanDuel, Wisconsin. So you can listen to it on 620 WTMJ. If anyone's still with us from Madison, you can listen on 100.5 ESPN Madison, other Brewers Radio Network affiliates, or you can watch it exclusively on Roku today. 12:05 first pitch.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Okay. Will, do you want to have a take? Because apparently Strofe wants to take this one off.
I am intrigued to see who's announcing it. Like, is it just going to be? I could see Roku doing like the AI announcers.
Oh, stop! I legitimately didn't know Roku had like TV channels. I thought it was just like the remote.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Everyone does nowadays.
You know what I say on Mr. Irrelevant, Jesse? You learn something new today. Every day. No, that's not what I say. That's not what I say, Mr. Irrelevant. You learn something new every day.
You learned something new today.
I did learn something new today, though. Oh, what's the announcement?
I have breaking news from the MFAM Championship.
Oh, baby, now this is some breaking news.
Per the announcement in the media center, play is expected to resume at 12:30 this afternoon.
Okay.
At TPC Wisconsin.
So we'll be waiting out the storm before they're swinging them.
It would appear so. 12:30. These bad weather will roll through
play
here.
Did we get today before?
I saw some groups were several holes in, others were like 2 holes in. So it depends kind of who teed off.
Do you think that messes with your psyche?
I mean, I'm sure I'm not a pro golfer.
All right, actually, pause. Let's go to Will on this one because Will was a college catcher.
All right, that's more credible than me.
And me combined. Will, if you had a rain delay in a baseball game, does that mess with your psyche?
100%, because nothing serious is taking place during the rain delay. You know, we played, there's this game you'd play called Battleship where you would stand on the line, like 3 or 4 guys with like helmets on, and the other team from the other dugout would throw baseballs at you, and if they hit you, you were out. And it was whoever had the most guys standing at the end.
That sounds unsafe.
Did it hurt?
I mean, I never got hit. I was always on the winning team, so.
That's quite a humble brag.
Yeah.
Yeah. No big deal, though. But, yeah, it definitely messes with your psyche, though. Nothing serious is going on unless it's like a big game, so.
True. I mean, look at what the Cubs and the Cleveland Indians at the time in 2016, what they had in the World Series, a rain delay in the 9th inning, which altered like the entire momentum of that game. Jason Hayward gave his big speech in the clubhouse, and the Cubs went on to win the World Series after blowing a big lead late, thanks to the rain delay.
What do you think the golfers are doing right now? Think they're talking to one another because they're in the heat of battle, that it's all off limits?
So here's the thing. I think on the PGA Tour Champions, it's definitely a little more of a relaxed atmosphere among these. Like, they all want to win, don't get me wrong, but this is not the tour that they were on for the majority of their professional careers, where there's massive prize payouts, and you're competing to be world ranked best of the best. Like, this is the senior circuit. They're here to have fun. They're here to try and win. They're still doing what they love. Golf's a great sport in that you can do it from the time you're 7 or 8 years old in some cases to the time you're 80 years old. And so I think they're enjoying themselves. I think they're having a nice meal, catching up maybe some faces they haven't been able to mingle with throughout the course of time here, and just trying to wait this thing out until they get back out on the course. That would be my guess.
You're a big mingle guy.
I like a good mingle. Yeah. You do too.
I do too.
You're a mingler.
Yeah, I'm a mingler. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment.
Sometimes an unwarranted, unwanted mingler.
The NBA Finals Game 2 starts tonight between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Indiana Pacers. The Pacers lead 1-0 after another improbable comeback led by their superstar Tyrese Halliburton, Oshkosh's own. And now the Thunder are looking to get even on their home court in Oklahoma City. I believe it's the Paycom Center.
I think that's what they call it now, yes.
It used to be Chesapeake Bank Arena.
Yeah, that was fun.
Welcome to Loud City.
Don't go down that road again, please.
I'd like to address your Oklahoma City Thunder fandom.
Sure.
Have we done that yet on any of your shows?
Very briefly.
Okay. So, Strofe mentioned earlier in this show that I used to be his manager. And during your application process, I remember asking you, who are your favorite teams? That's something, we like to get the conversation going with applicants for roles in our ESPN Wisconsin station. So we say, well, who are your favorite teams? Who are your squads? And you mentioned the Oklahoma City Thunder in your interview. And I said, what? And you said, well, it's really from 2011 when they were in the NBA Finals, or 2012, whatever year that was with Durant.
12,
yeah, that's where my fandom stems from. If it's not the Bucks, the Oklahoma City Thunder. And I never heard you say anything about the Oklahoma City Thunder until they reached the NBA Finals 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
What's the deal?
Okay, good question. Good question. This is a fair question. So I would say I am rooting for them.
Have you been this whole time? Or do you just, do you care about the Oklahoma City Thunder? Oh, my God. He has gone to the backpack, and those of you watching on the stream can see he has just placed on.
You want one?
You have two?
I got extras.
I'm good.
I carry him around.
Put the hat on.
Put it on. Put it on. Put it on. That was the first hat I bought when I worked at Lids.
I'm so glad you gave him the flat brim one.
This is the first time I've worn a hat since that Scalzo and Brust fiasco a number of years ago.
You look good, Jesse.
Oh, thanks, Will.
That's good. Yeah, we're just a couple of Thunder guys kicking it at the AFM Championship. You know how it goes?
So, all right.
I brought props. You didn't see this coming, did you?
Why do you just have two Oklahoma City Thunder hats in your backpack for a guy who is very clearly a bandwagon Oklahoma City Thunder fan who felt the need to bring it up in his interview for a job 4 years ago,
5 years ago,
but has never actually openly cheered for Oklahoma City until maybe Thursday night?
Okay, now in my defense, we do work in Wisconsin, so I don't think anybody gives a damn about my Oklahoma City Thunder fandom.
Well,
would a bandwagon have two hats though? I think a bandwagon would only have one
I've also
hat.
got a jacket.
Where? How big is this backpack?
I've also got a Thunder jacket. Should I put it on?
So you are all in on the bandwagon.
Yeah, I gotta own it if I'm gonna do it. I'm a Thunder.
Where
fan.
did you get this stuff?
I've had it for 15 years.
You got these. This is a 15-year-old hat that I'm wearing right now.
Probably not 15, but that one's probably 2013 or 14. So probably 10 years. This one's from 2011. And the jacket is also from 2011.
And
Same Christmas.
Like the Bucks, they weren't like really good at this point. So was that you just wanted to jump on a bandwagon? You're like, hey, new team, fun colors.
Yep.
Durant,
Westbrook, more
playing against LeBron and the Heat. Put me on the bandwagon. Here we go. I'm all in. And that's how you became a Thunder fan.
No, it was more so rooted from college basketball 2K7. Cover athlete from Texas, Kevin Durant, drafted to the Seattle Supersonics. So I have some Sonics gear laying around, too, because they were the Sonics for one final year when I jumped on the bandwagon. Yeah.
So you're I guess this isn't a bandwagon then. If you were a Seattle Sonics turned Oklahoma City Thunder fan, which not many
kind
people
of a
are.
Cardinal sin, yeah.
Like you're kind of one or the other, but you're like, what the heck? I'm on the bandwagon. I'm both.
Yeah, I'm both. So that's how we wound up here.
So you, like...
I like that ad on you. It looks really good.
It looks really good. You should become a hat guy, Jesse.
I think so, too. I think we got to... So what Jesse referenced before was way back when on Scalzo and Brust. He wore a hat and he looked awful. And Scalzo and Brust, rightfully so, told him and
I
the
look
audience...
like the kid from Up. Is what I. Speaking of Boy Scouts,
the best thing about
Russell from Up. Yeah, I was Russell. I looked like Russell.
The best thing about that guy, Greg Scalzo, who now co-hosts this show on maybe a once-a-month basis, he will take one thing that caught his eye and run with it for the entirety of the show. So that day it was Jesse wearing a hat. They spent 2 hours on it, talking about how Jesse should never wear hats.
On Packers trading camp opening day. Yeah.
Talked about how Jesse shouldn't wear a hat. I think we need to rewrite the narrative. I think you look good in that hat.
I think this hat smells.
It might.
I'm going to take it off now.
I understand. Coming up next, we wrap up Sunday Karma by giving our Palermo's picks at a game 2, and we find out if Jesse's been watching the puck. But first, got to tell you about my friends at Door County Distillery, locally produced, handcrafted, award-winning spirits made locally in beautiful Door County in Carlsville. I'll be there 5 days from today, Friday the 13th. Live Mr. Irrelevant with Josh DiMaggio and Hunter Vaughn at Door County Distillery in Carlsville. So if you're heading up to Door County this weekend, come check us out. Come hang out with us. Have a cocktail after the show at Door County Distillery, locally produced, handcrafted, award-winning spirits. They've got gins, they've got rums, they've got whiskeys, they've got brandies, all the in-betweens that you need for your tailgate, your graduation party, Father's Day gift, anything that is coming up. Door County Distillery's got you covered. Visit their website, doorcountydistillery.com, to find the retailer nearest you, as well as a huge list of unique cocktail recipes. That's doorcountydistillery.com. Palermo's picks coming up next as we wrap up Sunday Karma from the 2025 American Family Insurance Championship.
More Sunday Karma coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. It doesn't matter if it's your first betting slip ever or just the first one of the week. We've got your Potawatomi Sportsbook picks covered. Tune in Wednesdays to the Weekly Wager with Greg Matzik, Ben Brust, and Jen Latta.
If someone gives you 10,000 to 1 on anything, you take it.
The Weekly Wager, Wednesday nights at 6, right here on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel.
Sip into a flawless summer. Hey, it's KBN's Brad Nortman. Let carbless, ready-to-drink cocktails be your passport to pool parties, patio hangouts, cookouts, and pure summer bliss. Carbless is here to spark a summer of flavor and fun. 0 carbs, 0 sugar, just 100 calories, and of course, all the good vibes. From fruity flavors to refreshing fizz, Carbless stands out in a sea of same-old seltzers. See what flavors fit your summer. Find your bliss today at drinkcarbless.com and enter to win a flawless summer prize pack today.
Truck drivers, are you tired of an outdated truck hurting your paychecks? At Schneider, we add new trucks to our fleet every year to keep drivers moving and racking up the miles. Our easy-to-use technology is designed to keep you safe and comfortable while also boosting your income potential. So, are you ready to get behind the wheel of a more reliable ride? Find jobs near you and apply now at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
Slide into your neighborhood Century Food Store to score the freshest produce, tastiest treats, and everything in between. Now through Wednesday, save on 46 to 48 ounce selected varieties Blue Bunny Dairy Dessert, 2 for $7. 8.2 to 20 ounce selected varieties CPAC Seafood, $6.99. 7 to 15 ounce selected varieties Rana Pasta or Sauce, 2 for $7. 2 to 6 count selected varieties Northern Bath or Brawny Towels, $6.99.
Let's get some strawberries.
Attention shoppers.
Safe. Okay.
Ooh, pineapple fulfills every need.
While you're shopping, a drive way back, it's a gunner.
There's something goofy going on with the PA.
Need a price check and I'll take me out to the ball game.
See, what is going on?
You're hearing things. We're at Century Foods, and you can't take your mind off winning that ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes.
I'm hoping to throw out the first pitch at a Milwaukee baseball game.
Or attend batting practice.
Or hold the finish line ribbon for the racing sausages.
You don't say.
The ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes at Century Foods. Enter on Century's Facebook or Instagram by July 30th.
It's a home run! But wait, is your roof ready for the big league storms? If your roof has more holes than a catcher's mitt, it's time to bring in the pros. At Avondale Roofing, we've been handling leaks, repairs, and full replacements with major league precision for over 30 years. And as a GAF Master Elite certified contractor, we bring top-tier quality and proven performance to every job. Whether it's a quick patch-up or full upgrade, our team steps up to the plate and knocks it out of the park every time. You're out! Don't wait till water's in your dugout. Call Avondale Roofing today and keep your home in the win column.
You're back at the gym. Your new gym outfit? On point. Your new sneakers? Baller. You've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with Access Checking. It's maintenance fee-free with no minimum balance requirements. So when you take your first yoga class in 10 months, your body might surprise you, but your checking account won't. You've got this with Access Checking from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Hey, it's Kyle Walsh, and if you're a homeowner like me, you know how it goes. There's always a project that needs attention, and sometimes the big ones, like replacing old windows, get pushed to the bottom of the list. But I'm telling you, this is the time to finally check that box with Universal Windows Direct. They're running their home improvement season sale, and the offer is just too good to pass up. You can get payments as low as $99 a month or no payments and no interest for an entire year. Call 414-410-2000 or go to universalwindowsdirect.com.
This is Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Little Cranberries to wrap us up. Sunday Karma.
Big finale.
From TPC Wisconsin, the 2025 American Family Insurance Championship. It's Jesse Nelson, fresh off a cover band Saturday night in the Beaver Dam Hoppin' Metropolis.
Big one.
Which bar were you at?
Thirsty Beaver.
Okay, and who was playing?
Revolution Day.
And the final song they played?
That one. Zombie. Cranberries. Heck of a night. Big night last night.
How you feeling today?
Good. I drove back last night, so
you were responsible.
The girls all stayed over. They had a big girls' night.
How was Wally doing?
Wally Lukaczynski, host of the Dam Sports Show, weekdays at 4 o'clock on 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam. To my knowledge, he's doing well. He wanted to leave at about 10:30, and I think he walked out about the same time we did, which was like 12:30.
Oh, wow. Good for him.
He's a real twist my arm guy.
What do you mean by that?
Like, very easy to, like, hey, Wally, here's another one. Twist my arm. Okay, I'll stay for one more. Hey, Wally, we're going next door after this. Okay.
Twist my arm.
Sure, I'll come. And then very easy to coax into staying around doing things a little bit longer.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad. He's the best. All right. Well, it is time now to make our Palermo's picks, which, of course, are presented by Palermo's. Pick them up. The best frozen pizza you can get. I'm going to go home. I'm gonna throw a little Detroit style in the oven. Love the Detroit-style pizza from Palermo. Screamin' Sicilian, Bessie's Revenge, all the in-betweens. Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer. I've got Will working on a secret special project. But in the meantime, we will talk Game 2 of the NBA Finals between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Indiana Pacers after a ridiculous comeback yet again for the Indiana Pacers in Game number 1 on Thursday night. They steal a game on the road in OKC and a 1-0 series lead to tip things off in the NBA Finals. Before we get to the pick on Game 2, I am just so blown away by how the Pacers keep doing this. I mean, it is unlike anything you've ever seen at this level, but throughout the entirety of the NBA playoffs, double-digit comeback wins in the final couple of minutes. They've done it in all 4 series they've played in, including dating back to the opening round series against the Milwaukee Bucks. Really, really, really impressive.
I saw a tweet from an Indianapolis sports writer after the win on Thursday night. The Pacers' win probability for each of the games that they won if you add that all up and then do it, like, what are the odds of them winning all 4 games? I always loved in like high school when you did equations like that for probabilities. When you if this is a 1 in 6 chance and this is a 1 in 20 chance, what are the chances that both will happen? Like all that kind of like odds and statistics kind of stuff. 1 in 1.5 million. The chance that the Indiana Pacers would win all of the games that they did in the situation.
Say that again?
1 in 1.5 million. That the Indiana Pacers would win each of the games with the win probability that they had when they came back in the playoffs. Incredible run for the Pacers, a once-in-a-lifetime type experience. And the Pacers can be annoying. Tyrese Halliburton is certainly a villain in the NBA realm here for us as Wisconsin sports and Milwaukee Bucks fans. But the story is incredible. And if they are to finish this thing off and say they beat Giannis and the Bucks, the number 1 seed Cavaliers, the New York Knicks who were being crowned as the next thing, and then the team regarded as the best in the NBA all season in Oklahoma City en route to, yes, this team right here, en route to winning a NBA Finals would be a remarkable run. And I'm kind of here for it.
I'm not here for it. For reasons we've already explained, but it's hard not to respect what we're witnessing, right? I mean, it is improbable. Doesn't even feel like a strong enough word to describe what the Pacers have pulled off the last couple of rounds in the NBA playoffs. They just don't die, right? I mean, so many teams are put in uncomfortable positions where you're down 8, 10, 11, 12 points with only a few minutes to play, and that's just territory the Pacers are comfortable operating in, which I don't know if you could say that for the other 29 teams in the NBA, where you're down 12 with 90 seconds to play, and you actually still have more than a puncher's chance, right? You're in the game, which is unheard of, and that's what makes this run for Indiana so improbable. But I think Oklahoma City rebounds tonight with a win at home, even up the series before it heads to Indiana, and I think they probably come back and do it in Oklahoma City fashion, which this postseason has been blowout after blowout after blowout. I think 4 or 5 30-plus point wins for the Oklahoma City Thunder. And that's probably just going to be the way they have to win against Indiana, because if you're up like they were the other night, 10 points, 12 points, 13 points with 4 minutes to go, that's not enough to put away Indiana.
And it's now happened enough where it's going to be in the heads of Oklahoma City. Even if they're dominating the first 40 minutes of the game, 8 minutes to go, they're up by 17, 18 points. They're still going to get in the huddle, and they're going to be thinking about Indiana coming back in all the games that they have in the playoffs to this point. So all that considered, I think Oklahoma City wins tonight. I think 11 points is pushing the line that I saw on ESPN Bet. So I'd see if that would come down a little bit as we get closer to tip. But I think Oklahoma City wins tonight, but I do think the Pacers ultimately win the series, and I think they cap what has been one of the greatest playoff runs we may ever see in come-from-behind fashion so many times. I think they win this and get it done, and I think the Indiana Pacers will be our 2025 NBA champions.
Wow, that's a Palermo's pick if I've ever heard one. Game 2 tonight. Will Summers back at the Gruber Law Offices Studios in downtown Milwaukee. What you got in Game 2?
I'm going to take the Thunder. I just don't think they lose 2 at home. But with that being said, I'm still kind of pulling for the Pacers. I'm a big underdog guy, and Tyrese Halliburton has been on a, I mean, you could go legendary clutch streak here.
Oh, yeah.
It's historic.
It's all-time stuff.
It's historic. People don't realize the amount of clutch shots he's had in one playoff season, is absurd compared to the greatest in the game.
Right. I mean, we think of guys like Kobe and MJ, right? Guys who you are comfortable with having the ball in their hands for the last shot. Tyrese is killing them in terms of percentage clip.
Yeah, and Game 1, too. Still did not play well whatsoever, but they still gave him the last shot at the end of the game, and he made it happen.
Is it possible? And I'm not saying that this
is a conspiracy.
I'm not saying that this is happening, but I'm curious what you guys would think of this. So a month and a half ago, the Pacers eliminate the Bucks, and we're looking at Tyrese Halliburton. He's kind of smug. He's kind of an annoying villain to the Bucks. He's not really one of our Wisconsin guys that we cheer for. Is it possible that he's been so clutch in this playoff run that he's actually going to even be able to change that narrative for Wisconsin fans, for Bucks fans, to say, you know what, that's Oshkosh's own right there. He's so good in the clutch and in this playoff run. Has he done enough to change the narrative on being the smug guy that we don't like to becoming a respected NBA great?
It's an interesting question because I think people like Will are proving your point correct, right? Where it is, okay, yeah, we're going to wrap our arms around him. You know, you've referred to him as a villain a few times. I think it's hard for people to call him a villain.
Not Bucks fans.
Not Bucks fans. But
going back to with the stealing the ball.
Right,
I
think overall NBA fans, right? I'm not specifically saying Bucks fans in this scenario. I think it's hard for people to view him as a villain, despite, obviously him kind of wearing it since he was voted in that player poll as the most overrated player in the NBA by fellow players. I think that allowed him to really wrap his arms around, okay, I'm the bad guy, I'm the underdog kind of mentality. But to your point, on everything he's done so well, it seems like less and less people, the further and further they go, are saying, screw the Pacers, I hate the Pacers. It seems, to your point, more so now of, wow, I can't deny greatness any further. I want to see them pull it off because it's that impressive.
I don't know if I've ever seen anything like it, really.
No, you haven't.
Because to go from being a player that is so disliked by a fan base to suddenly so admired isn't the right word, but respected maybe for being so clutch in so many major moments and carrying his team to potentially a championship, you can't do anything but respect that if they actually get this thing done in the end.
I've got a take I don't actually believe.
Great, that's authentic.
Ready?
Yeah.
If the Oklahoma City Thunder...
Wait, so whose take is this then?
It's my take.
But
it's kind of like your Pat Murphy thing, right? Like, I'm not saying, but I'm saying, but I'm not saying. This is kind of like a I'm saying, but I'm not saying type thing. If the Thunder win the NBA championship, I think it gives more validity to the NBA Cup.
But you don't actually believe that, you're just saying it.
Well, yeah, I'm saying it because the Bucks won the NBA Cup, and I pointed this out on KBN on Friday. Nobody's talked about it since December. Right, the Bucks just won this NBA Cup, which is they hung a banner for it. I mean, like, this is a tournament that the NBA is trying to prop up and make seem really legitimate and try to sell to you. Yeah, the players really care and the coaches really care. And this is a big deal.
Is it better than a random Tuesday game in December? Yes.
But we've done this sports radio thing for the last month and a half where we all have done, okay, make your pitch to Giannis. What's your pitch to Giannis for staying in Milwaukee? Has anybody mentioned they won the NBA Cup championship 6 months ago?
No. Why would they?
Because if you're going to be the big thing.
Here, if you're going to make and
they beat the team that is favored to win the NBA
If you
want
to give a take you don't believe in, then here, I'll help you with that. The Indiana Pacers last year in the inaugural NBA Cup made it all the way to the championship game against LeBron and the Lakers.
Yep.
That is what helped propel the Pacers on what has become this run now all the way to the finals and maybe an NBA championship this year.
Right, but it's not comparable with the Bucks, though.
I think that setting and that tournament-type atmosphere prepared a young team for a playoff run last year,
but this is
and then that's
team.
the experience they're parlaying into this season.
But it doesn't work with the Bucks because they're not a young team.
No, but for the Pacers and maybe for Oklahoma City because they bowed out early in the playoffs last year, going to the NBA Cup championship, you could make the argument that playing in pressure elimination-type games prepared them for some big moments in this postseason where they have been dominant up until Thursday night.
So you've got the Pacers tonight?
I've got Oklahoma City tonight. I've got the Pacers winning the series.
6?
I'll say 6, yeah. I think they do it at home.
So they can bring it back home now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's probably Thunder in 7 at this point. I initially picked Thunder in 5, but I don't think they're rattling off 5 straight. I mean, what Indiana did the other night is just – it's kind of frustrating.
You can never count them out of any game.
Yeah, it's really frustrating. We've got a little bit over a minute left. Have you been watching any of the puck?
Minimal, but yes. I turned it on in overtime the other night. I turned on the end of the first game when it did go to overtime. I saw the game-winning goal. I haven't been as dialed into hockey since the Blackhawks have been bad, not because I like the Blackhawks, because I like rooting against the Blackhawks.
I know Will's been betting overs over at our friends at Potawatomi Sportsbook. Did you bet the over on Game 2, Will?
I was not able to, but I did have it in Game 1 where it went to overtime, so it was pretty much guaranteed the hit over the 6.5.
All right, we just going to keep smashing overs the rest of this series?
I think we have to, right?
I think you're
right. It's been high scoring.
You're sure right. It sure has been. All right, big thanks to Jason Wilde. Big thanks to Will Summers, Chrissy Birdsall, everybody running the show for us this morning. And a big thanks to the American Family Insurance Championship. Just a world-class event. The 5th year I've been able to be a part of this. First time here at TPC Wisconsin, which is just an unbelievable course, an unbelievable setup, and a really, really fun time. And now that the rain has gone away, we can get back to play here in about a half an hour at TPC Wisconsin for the final day of the AmFam Championship. Jesse, this was actually very pleasant and fun. Thank you for being here.
I'm glad we moved inside. Great to be with you.
ESPN Radio is coming up next ahead of Game 2 of the NBA Finals tonight on these stations. We will talk to you next Sunday right here on Sunday Karma.
Watch PGA Tour champions, including tournament host Steve Stricker, at the American Family Insurance Championship.